All right, good morning. So we are doing an AMRAP today, as many rounds as possible. Closed hip and arm conditioning. So let's get to it. We'll start standing. We'll begin with our breath, setting the foundation of the next workout. So place your hands on your belly. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You like this, feeling your belly expanding in 360 degrees on the in-breath. And then as you exhale, drawing everything in. 2 more. Nice. Then we'll start gathering the breath, finding a breath in as we reach out and up. Exhaling, drawing it through center, gently pressing the palms together. So as we're doing our warm-up this morning, just taking your time to feel into how your body's feeling today, how the mind is feeling today. And just committing to the next 45 minutes of movement to see how it can change our state. Let's do one more. Deep breath in, long breath out. Nice. Hands can come to our heart, pulling the skin of the chest down. We'll do some neck slide, sliding forward and back. You're kissing someone in front and then pulling the back of your head against the wall. And then from here, we'll slide to the side, side to side. If that is challenging, you can always go 45 degrees forward, 45 degrees the other way. Side to side. And then we'll draw some circles with the head. Nice and slow. Let's move in the other direction. Come back to your breath. Nice. All right, and then from here, we'll go one ear to one shoulder. Lifting up through your jawbone. And then we'll go up and over to the other side. Side to side. And then from here, let's take our palms and reach them to the front so that our shoulders open slightly. And we'll look over one shoulder, find a breath, and then over the other shoulder. Finding the breath. Nice. And let's come back to center. We'll bring our arms out in front and then peel open them wide, grabbing a hold of ropes on either side. Feel those ropes gently pulling your arms apart. We'll lift one shoulder up, rotate it in, and then look to the other hand. We'll untuck that shoulder, lifting other shoulder, rotate in and look. And then tucking it back. Let's go side to side, lifting up and over. You can hip hinge your hips even. So hinging the hips at the 45-degree angle. Just starting to warm up our tissues, our muscles, our fascia. Get things gliding and moving. With this hip hinge, you should feel a little stretch on your outer hip. Taking time to investigate what's happening in your body this morning. What's it like to be in there? Good. All right, and we'll let those arms go. Let's reach the arms to the front, grabbing a hold of the ropes again. We'll lift one shoulder up, back, down, and forward. Up, back, down, and forward. And then connect those 4 dots. So you're drawing a circle with your shoulder blade. We'll do one shoulder and then the other shoulder. When one shoulder is back, the other shoulder is forward, and then you're just moving them, circles, one after the other. A little crackling is okay. Let's circle in the other direction. Finding space in the shoulder blades. Nice. And then letting that go. Shake out those shoulders a bit. Good. All right, thumbs up. We'll take our thumbs, facing them forward, draw them together, away from one another, and then back together. So finding circles in the shoulders. Nice. And then we'll do the other direction, peel the thumbs away, open the whole chest this time, closing the chest, and then punching the knuckles back in front. Big circles. Nice. Good. Let's reach the arms down by our sides and we'll swoop them back on up to the sky. Well, let's hinge our hips back. If you're about to sit on a chair that's behind you. And then we'll slide our shoulder blades together and down the back, elbows to ribs. Do 5 of these. Reaching long on the in-breath, feel your head and your tail reaching away from one another. Feeling those shoulder blades gently sliding down the back. That's 3. Your arms should start to feel a little bit fatigued here. That's normal. We're just activating the muscles and the joints. Nice. All right. From here, let's warm up our wrists. So we'll move up and down with the wrists. Up and down. And then we'll move side to side. Nice. And then we'll draw big circles with the wrists. Circling in one direction and in the other direction. Nice. Up to the hands. So we'll reach our fingertips out. Let's curl them in like you're holding an ice cream cone. We'll expand the fingers, turning and finding an A-OK sign. Forward and back. Articulation in the finger joint. Nice. All right, and then shaking that up. Shake, shake, shake the arms. All right, hands can come to the hips and we'll do a few pelvic tilts. So we'll tilt our tailbone back and then tuck it under. Back and forth. Good. All right. And then down to our hips, might as well warm them up. We'll bring one knee on up and out to the right, and then up and in to the left, back and forth. Right, and then let's drop that foot to the ground, switching sides, up and out, up and in. Yeah, all the way in like you have to pee. Good. And then let's go to the other leg again. And we'll draw some figure eights with that knee. Nice. Good. And then setting that foot down, switching sides, figure eights with the knee. Almost through with our warm up, taking things nice and slow, joint by joint. Good. We'll set that down. Hands onto the knees. And let's find big circles in the knees. Feeling also into the bottoms of your feet. So as you're circling the knees, you're also tracing the outer and inner edges of your foot. Let's go knees in the opposite direction. Good. Come back to center. Let's reach the toe, heel on the floor, toes to the sky. Then we'll point the toe, flex the toe, point and flex. And then we'll lift up, rotate in, up, and rotate out, so side to side. Come back to your breath, so finding that breath in and out. Good, and then we'll find big circles with the ankle, a few in one direction, and a few in the other. Nice, and then setting that down, let's switch sides. Lifting up and down with the toes, up and down. And then we'll go up and to the left, up and to the right, outside and inside of the ankle. Good, and then we'll find big circles in the ankle joint. One direction and other direction. All right, let's relax the arms down by our sides. We'll take a breath in through the nose. Lift your shoulders and then chug it out. Good, letting the arms shake. All righty. One more warm up here. Let's work through one sun salutation. So we'll come to the front of your mat if you're on one. Finding a deep breath in, reaching to the sky on the in-breath. Look to your hands. As you exhale, we'll dive ourselves forward. Inhaling, lift your spine halfway tall. Exhaling, let's step back into a plank pose, pausing here. Drawing up and in on your 4 deep inner core players. And then on the exhale, let's lower all the way to the belly. Inhaling your nose, chin, and chest up off the mat, maybe even just very gently. Breath in here. And then as you exhale, lower that down, pushing back, tuck your toes, find a downward facing dog. Pushing the floor away from you. Take a moment to lift your heels and drop them a few times. Good, and then step by step, let's walk our hands and feet towards one another. While inhale, as you lift halfway, and exhaling, letting it go. Inhale, we'll reach out and up all the way tall. Deep breath in, and pressing the palms together. Beautiful. All righty, let's get into our movement of the day. So we will be starting off with some ballistic squats. So those squats, let's do them without the mace first. If you're watching this at home and you don't have a mace, feel free to do these movements without a mace. You can also get a broomstick or a stick to do these as well. So the squat itself, we're hinging our hips back, like you're about to sit in a chair behind you. Rip the floor apart with your feet gently, and then driving through, stand straight on up, press through the feet, squeeze your glutes. Again, we'll sit on down, you can reach forward, exhaling, squeeze your glutes, stand straight on up. That's 2, let's do 10 of these. Find your breath, inhaling as you lower, and exhaling as you drive on up. Try not to shove your hips forward, but stand straight up. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. Finding that glute and your core engagement as you stand up. Beautiful. So that is the squat. Then we'll add the mace. So under, over grip. Hand that's by the globe is facing up. We're switching to center, to the other side, to center, to the other side, side to side. Crushing the mace when it's horizontal, so crush it together. Then when you're here, we'll crush as we sit down, standing tall, crush to the other side. Yes. Finding that power breath. All right, so in these rounds, we'll be doing 8 of everything. So we'll do 8 ballistic squats, and then we'll set the mace down. Great work. From here, we'll squat ourselves all the way to a child's pose. So let's squat on down, reaching forward, coming onto all fours, however you need to get there. Pushing back into a child's pose, and we'll be doing some push-pull movements. So reaching your hips back. First part of the movement is we'll pull with your hands, pull yourself forward into this knee plank. So knees are on the ground, shoulders are a little bit past the wrists. And then we'll push ourselves on back. Let's do that pull one more time. Pull yourself forward, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core. Last time, use your breath this time. Pull, glutes, lats, and core. Now we'll lower halfway down, elbows to ribs. Push back on up, and then lean back. So we'll be doing 8 of these, so let's go ahead and do 8. You can do them nice and slow to find your form first. Pulling glutes, lats, and core. Lowering down, keep those glutes nice and tight. Great work. And then once you've gotten to 8, hop yourself back on up or step yourself on up, however you need to get there. All right, so we'll be doing 8 push-pulls. And then we'll come back here. We'll get into our uppercut lunges. So mace is by your side. Globe is behind you. Again, you can always do this at home with a broomstick or a stick of any kind. It just gets more interesting when it's weighted on one end. Let's do the upper body movement first. So we're pulling up, 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 and coming to this cactus arm shape with the globe in front of you. Then we'll come back to the side. And again, pulling up, crush the mace here. And back to your side. Last one like this. Look at my underarm. I'm uppercutting like this. Uppercut and hold. Good. All right, now let's place this here. If it's on my left side, my right foot will step forward. I can start with these more static lunges. So bending straight down as I find that uppercut. And then straightening the leg as I rise. So let's do 4 of these. Last one. Good. So you can stick with the static variation, or you can start from standing, and then we'll step forward with that opposite leg. Stepping back. As you step back to standing, use your back leg glute to pull you back. Squeeze that back leg, pulling you back. Awesome. All right, let's switch sides. So we'll be doing 4 lunges on each side, so equaling 8. All right, let's do that same progression. We'll do the static lunge, dropping straight down, back to the side, static. You can even look at your arms just to see your own form for a second. Last static lunge. Feel free to stick with those, or we'll find the dynamic lunges, stepping forward, drawing back. Finding a powerful breath, slicing the air with that mace. Good. And this time we'll keep the mace in front of us. And the last one is arm switches. So we'll take our mace. Once again, you can do this with a stick if you need. We'll draw the elbows out to begin. As you're doing this, the mace is slightly tilted towards you. Draw your ribcage together so your core is on, and then nice and slow, we'll tip the mace back into our backpack. Keep your elbows wide. Notice the tendency to close them. Keep them open. We'll switch hands. That's one. Back behind the back. Tip, tip, tip. Switch hands. Two. Keep it going. You're really pulling your elbow to your ribs. Trying to feel your lat activate. Keeping the chest nice and wide. We'll be doing 8 switches. I've kind of lost count there. And during our rounds, you'll be counting your own. So keeping to it. From there, you would then move into our ballistic squats. We'll do 8 of those. Setting it down into the push-pull, uppercuts, switches. And the idea is that we're trying to do as many rounds as we can within a 20-minute time. So I'll set a 20-minute timer. You can do it. And basically, you're just finding your own rhythm, counting 8 repetitions in every single one. I will turn on a little bit of music to keep us motivated. If you have a playlist at home, feel free to play that instead. And get yourself ready. Committing. Can you hear that music? Yes? Okay, great. Alrighty, setting my timer. And here we go. Let's begin with the ballistic squats. 8 of them. Counting on your own. So you and I might be in different places of the circuit, and that's okay. Setting it down. Coming into our push-pull. known as what's called zone 2. Blood circulation, heart rate.
Yo soy el sendero, lejos que estoy muy lejos de casa, que estoy muy lejos de casa. Soy un agujero güero que la tormenta rebasa, que la tormenta rebasa. Yo sé del andar, yo sé del callar cuando una tristeza mata. Yo sé del cantar, yo sé del amar si el cielo se desbarata. Yo soy el espejo añejo cuyo reflejo amenaza, que su reflejo amenaza. Soy un animal complejo, pero no tengo coraza, pero no tengo coraza. Y sé del andar y sé del callar cuando una tristeza mata. Y sé del cantar y sé del amar si el cielo se desbarata.
You remember the mace is in line. Start line to your back leg.
Yo soy el genial consejo que mi conciencia retrasa, que mi inconsciencia retrasa. Soy un carcelero viejo y soy la presa que caza, yo soy la presa que caza. Yo sé del andar, yo sé del callar cuando una tristeza mata. Yo sé del cantar, yo sé del amar si el cielo se desbarata. Yo soy el clamor parejo que ruge sordo en la plaza, que ruge sordo en la plaza. Y una palabra de fuego que en la frontera traspasa, que en la frontera traspasa.
Yourself forward. Feel your lats. Turn on. We're going. Probably some form. Going. Uppercut lunges next. There you go. One. Nice. When you're stepping back, squeeze that back leg glute, Mary. And then Mary, try keeping your spine nice and tall. Try not to bob your head to the music. You can bob if you want, but just in between rounds. Nice. Crush the mace. Yes. Beautiful. And then from here into your arm switches. Good. Really keeping your elbows wide. Crushing them back together. Rib cage stays connected. Nice. Once you've gone through each of those, back into our lift squat. Drive through those feet. Good. You got this. Yes, Mary, looks great. We're more than halfway through.
Dame claridad y tranquilidad, lucero de la mañana. Dame luz y dame calma, Virgen de la madrugada. Dame claridad y tranquilidad, lucero de la mañana, dame luz y dame calma, Virgen de la madrugada, dame
6 more minutes to go.
claridad
Let's see how many rounds you can get. Keep it working.
lucero de la mañana, dame luz y dame calma. Bajando por la montaña, la luna me regaló un lucero en la mañana, lunita del hílalo, alma de la oscuridad, salvia de mi vida, alma de la oscuridad, salvia de mi vida. Ay, 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 ay,
Upright spine. Find that crushing of the stick or the thing. Beautiful. Find your breath. Elbows wide.
Monte seco, padre, volcano, madre, hílalo, taitaco, turco, cerro, Sacay, río, pano, coto, ay, 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 luna, chihuacero en mi corazón de aguacero, miradores sobre el cielo, miran al cosmos, miran al todo, miran, fraile, conedor,
pull. Now back into those squats. 8 of them. Count on your own. Good. Push, pull thereafter. Uppercut lunges are next. Ooh, only a minute and a half. Let's see if we can finish this round. We're rocking it through. So great. Find your power. Great work. Let's find a deep breath in through the nose. Hold your breath and then let it go. All right, let's take our heart rate. So just objective feedback to see what zone did we put ourselves in. So find your pulse. We'll start counting in 3, 2, and 1, begin. And stop. So whatever that number is, you would times that number by 4. So that would make a minute, and that would be your estimated heart rate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can help you do those calculations later, but we're trying to aim to get into that 70 to 80% heart rate max to get full benefit. All right, let's do a very brief cool down. We'll do a bit of shaking though beforehand. So let's take a breath in. Exhaling. Pump it out. Let those shoulders fall away from the ears. The muscles falling away from the bones. Once again, breath in. Exhaling, let it go. Deep breath in, trying to lower our heart rate quickly. So coming back into parasympathetic, teaching our body to regulate itself through stress better. Let's find a deep breath in. We'll reach high. Exhale, bowing down. Moving with that newfound energy. We'll inhale, lift. Exhaling, let's step back with our left leg. Slide that leg on back, and then we'll drop the knees and take our right foot out to the side. So your hands are on the inside of the foot. Hips are hanging heavy. So if you're here, drop those hips to the ground. Finding a lizard lunge, breath into your pelvis, your hip flexor. Finding length. We're just doing a lot of flexion, so just finding that length here. Deep breath in and slow breath out. Maybe thinking about what's one thing you want to celebrate from this session today. What's one thing that went well? Let's slide that foot on back. We can push back to a child's pose. Just you completing the workout is a huge win. Whoever you are, we'll step forward with the other foot. Getting the body moving, blood flowing. And what's one thing that was challenging in the workout that you could work on, or something that was illuminated? I need to work on my push-pull movement. My pushing movement is not as strong as I would like. Find your breath, deep breath in, long breath out. Nice. And then we'll slide that leg on back, pushing back to a child's pose. Let's hold for a few breaths here. Nice. Rising on up to hands and knees. And then we'll come onto our sit bones. We'll take our legs nice and wide. And we'll find ourselves a wide-legged forward fold. Reaching tall. Reach, reach, reach. And then we'll fold forward over those straight legs. Holding as far as feels comfortable for you. If there's other movements or stretches that you would like to take here, feel free to take those. And then we'll rise on up. Nice. Let's bend one knee in, and then we'll take the other leg and bend it back. So now you're in like a mermaid pose or a shin box position. If this does not feel good on your knees, you can also do this on your back, this figure 4 stretch. So feel free to try that one as well if that feels better. And if you're in this shin box position, we'll be reaching tall and then folding forward over that front shin. Maybe just a little fold or folding further and finding your breath here. Nice. Then you can release that. Let's switch legs. In box or figure 4 on your back. Folding forward. All right, and then we'll come back on up to a seat, getting into our arms briefly. Let's reach the arms out to the side. We'll reach them up, pat your back with one hand, and then pressing down on the other elbow. You can even find a small side bend if you'd like, or just a gentle press to the backs of the arms. Trying to find the length. Find your breath. Nice. Very slowly, let's switch sides. Pat your back. Great job. Pressing down, lifting up. Rising tall. Let's end class with a few breaths together. We'll do a little box breathing. So breathing in to a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4, and holding out for a count of 4. So we'll try it just 2 times through. Let's start by taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll begin. Let's inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4. And letting that go, you can find a breath in and out. Beautiful. And then feel free, if you have the time, you can lay on your back, resting for as long as you need, letting your body integrate. Great work. Hope you had a fun session, and I'll see you in the next one.